So I'm overwhelmed and thrilled to receive this on behalf of Destiny Reflection and all the amazing graduates of GWLN. At the moment, I would like to thank each and every individual who has supported me in this journey, which was and is still a struggle. It started 12 years back when I joined an NGO to work in the red light area to prevent human trafficking. On the job, I realized the need to start a sustainable livelihood program for the survivors and at risk of human trafficking. But it was hard to convince anybody about my dream without a social work degree, not being courageous and aggressive, yet very stubborn and sensitive to realize my dream. So the journey was extremely rocky, patchy, rough, and discouraging. I met people who helped me move few steps forward. I also met people and faced some situation which pushed me backward. 2008 was a kickstart when we started Destiny. 2010 was very challenging when we had to restart Destiny Reflection after facing severe setback from our major founding supporter. It was then I came to know about GWLN through my dear friend Sharon. She's here right now. And I feel privileged to be selected. And needless to say, it changed my life altogether. It was me silently thinking or dreaming to develop network worldwide, which was highly ambitious, yet unrealistic. Because I had no contact, no money, not even the connection or personality. And moreover, 2 years of hard work were lost because we lost the funding we had. I became part of the GWLN family. For the first time, I got recognized as a leader. And I started believing in my mission strongly. So I feel the training goes beyond and much deeper. GWLN itself is a model to watch and learn from. Today, I feel grateful to every situation and every individual because knowingly or unknowingly, they helped me move forward with my mission, develop myself as a person, as a leader, as a human being. And I am really glad to receive this award. This award has encouraged me further towards my mission. At the moment, it feels like I can take up many more challenges, handle many more failures, can walk many more miles. So I promise today that I will remain encouraged just like now. 1.2 million children are trafficked every year worldwide. 250,000 children are trafficked in Asia Pacific. An estimated 90,000 children are trafficked annually from India. But most of the cases are not reported, so the data are not accurate. It could be more than 90,000. Next. So this is the cycle how trafficking happens. I mean, how the young girl is trapped. So this is the cycle, how it happens. Mostly the girls targeted ages 11 to 14 years. From a poverty-stricken village. There are 3 ways how the girl can be trafficked or trapped. Either the girl's family sell her, a false job promise, or she's kidnapped or abducted by the trafficker. And the destination is the brothel. And the result is girl tries to run away, or we could save the girl during a rescue operation. And the options are either the girl is placed in a shelter home, or she returns to her village, which I believe, again, she's going back to the poverty or vulnerable situation, or the girl living on the street clueless. And our goal is that the girl joins Destiny Reflection to reform her life. So this is Destiny Foundation and Reflection. Destiny Foundation is a trust. Reflection is a business arm, founded 2008. Smarita Sengupta and myself and Rebecca Bevinger. We got financial assistance from MBS and Clayton family. And here I can tell you like what kind of services we are providing at Destiny and Reflection. Number one, we attempt to give a family environment to all the employees or the members, because that is what they lack of, they don't see. So this is a picture where a girl is celebrating her birthday. We celebrate each and every girl's birthday at Destiny. We make sure to do that. And second one is therapy. Therapy is very, very important because the girls, you know, they're extremely traumatized and damaged. To repair that, we come through therapy. In the picture, you can see the girl very young, and she's a victim, and the child is her child. So you can imagine the age gap between the mother and the child. So they're trafficked as young as this. Healthcare is equally important because when we receive the girl, they come with several diseases from being exploited in the brothel. So this is very, very important so that they can move on. Housing is another important thing. Girls, basically, they have no place to go after shelter home. When the house or family is not supportive or not safe, that is a big issue. We try to provide hostel accommodation so that they're safe. Loans, advice, and most important, encouragement or court trials. That is the hardest part for a young girl to fight against the trafficker. And most of the time, they're either relatives or a strong person from the village. So they are scared that they will lose the family connection, they will never be able to go back home. So they need a lot of courage to move for the court case. Annual retreats is what we thought is very, very important because most of them or all of them, they have never seen what life is out of the shelter home or their enslaved thing. So that we have included that very recently. And vocational training, that is what we aim to transfer them to the business arm. This is more about the business arm of Destiny Foundation, where the women or young girls, they transit from foundation to reflection, the business arm. Here we aim to provide a dignified employment, teach them to being professional, create a professional atmosphere. Our target is to sell our product worldwide so that we can also tell people about trafficking and create market for our product. Right now, we are able to develop network with US, Canada, Australia, and UK. We have salary incentives, so the girls are benefited. Reintegration, we want them to reintegrate into the society back. We try hard if the girl can go back to the family or through wedding. Wedding is a way of reintegration too. We do have entrepreneurial opportunities. For example, 15 women have become small entrepreneurs, and some of them has moved to different jobs also. And another example I would give is one of the survivor girl who joined Destiny from red light area. She's now taking care of her mother who is HIV positive, and she's able to move out of the red light area. Here I would introduce you to Chandadi, whose story I was telling a bit, who got reunited with her family after 20 years. She was trafficked from Kathmandu to India when she was very, very young, like 14. And through Destiny, she gained confidence and she went back to her family. So basically, she's lighting her freedom candles here.
Shefali grew up in poverty and never had a chance to go to school. Shefali was only 12 years old when she was married off to an older man. Her husband abandoned his child bride just a few years later. telling her that she was dark and not beautiful enough. Shefali was ashamed and afraid, more alone than ever before. So when she met a woman who offered her a ticket out of her tiny village to get a better job in a bigger city, the job was a trap, and that woman was a trafficker. Shefali was sold to a brothel where she was exploited by men who paid as little as $3 for 1 hour with her. As the months passed, Shefali started to believe the lies that had begun when she was a child bride. She resigned herself to a life in the brothel and confessed, "My soul and body are gone." IJM, an organization who does rescue operation, discovered Shefali one night when she was standing on the street waiting for the brothel's customers, armed with evidence that she was a minor and therefore a trafficking victim. They took the case to Kolkata police. The brothel where Shefali was being held is in Kolkata's largest, most notorious red light district. More than 10,000 sex workers are crammed into hundreds of brothels, and planning an operation to rescue her was a challenge. But on a December winter, Shefali was rescued from that brothel, and the woman who trafficked her was arrested. Shefali's rescue was just the beginning of a long road to restoration. Shefali said she couldn't do anything but sell her body. She said she had endured so much hardship that she no longer had any fear or love of life. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and both started to get the care they desperately needed. The trafficker arrested the night of the rescue operation was granted bail. Soon after, she fled, and after 2 years, she was rearrested. Shefali joined Destiny 3 years ago as an intern, but now she's salaried and doing work that she loves. She says she's saving money so that she can provide for her son. Slowly, she gained confidence in herself. She chose to punish the criminal. She told the court how she had been trafficked. She also pointed out the trafficker and the alleged brothel manager. A bold gesture that provided important evidence in this case helped to punish the criminal. After a multi-year trial, many restarts, canceled hearings, and transferred judges and lawyers, the trafficker was convicted after 6 years. The next day, she was sentenced to 7 years in prison and ordered to pay a fine. A life transformed. Shefali is learning to move on. She wants to move on. She has dreams of a future now. That is a huge thing for us.
Thank you, Abha. So this is back to Destiny again. These are the challenges we face for our work. Number one is retaining girls. We want them to move on, but at the same time, we want to see that they're safe when they're moving on. And from the business side also, we would love that they grow and go out and grow of their own. Innovative product is also important. We have to constantly be innovative, finding buyers. And most important thing is the transition phase. Convert traumatized girl into a professional one. That is a major, major challenge for us. And it takes sometime long time, more than 1 year, 2 years. So we have to be very patient. Also, playing the role of an entrepreneur and social worker is very hard. It's really difficult. And we look forward to expand the business and the facility and competing with mainstream business. We don't want people to buy from us because they're sad. We want them to buy because good quality and they like our work. Mood swing is again very important. Even if they pass the initial trauma stage, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, Many of the time they go back, they remember their past, and it affects their present situation, which results in absence, slow production. So we have to deal with it, have to learn how to deal with it. This is here what we have accomplished in 5 years. 60 women and girls have been benefited, successfully reintegrated 80% of the survivors. We run 2 programs in the villages, which are traffic prone, Sundarban and Narendrapur. We are able to intervene to 5 countries, but we need to strengthen our partnership there. We were able to develop networking with local government and trying to tie up with their scheme, if any. Even though we don't have any special scheme for the traffic victim girls, we are trying to see if we can do anything. We have student exchange program, USA with Santa Clara University. Thanks to Linda Alpen for making it happen. And in Canada, we are with Simon Fraser or SFU. In Japan, we have started from last year. India-Japan coalition, they help us get interns every year. This is our 10-year goal. This is a village, trafficking prone village, very vulnerable. The children are very vulnerable there. Mothers are even. So we want to develop an ecotourism project at the source point in this village. We don't want to wait trafficking to happen. We want to reach them before it happens. So this is what we aim in coming 10 years or 5 years. We also want to reach out to the red light areas so that the young, vulnerable girls, young girls growing up there, they have access to destiny reflection. So we look forward to start a printing and binding unit in the 2nd largest red light area of Kolkata. We want to expand the present facilities. We want to provide private transportation for the survivors as they are high risk and vulnerable, which I was telling a bit. We want them not to remain stuck with the court case procedure. We are also working on to develop a working girls hostel for the existing girls, because shelter home keeps them till the age of 18 or little bit flexible, but not forever. And this is our dream destiny reflection, how it should look like one day. So we have marked what we want, block print unit. Even we want a place for the interns to come and help us because they're very important for us. And last slide, but not the least, most important, this is the Destiny team. All happened because of them. I am here because of them, and the award goes to them. We could not fit everybody there. It's bigger and bigger, but anyway. So my heartfelt thank you to the team for their hard work and unconditional support, everything they are doing. That's it. Thank you.